Hello and welcome back. My name is Vanessa Johnson, and we will be continuing digital cartography, the theory, in this video as well. In this video, I am going to continue about manual cartography versus digital cartography. We will see the characteristics of each type of cartography, which one is better, what are its basic characteristics, and we'll move ahead. So, in manual cartography, again, cartography means making of maps by hand. So, manual cartography means manually with hand or with the use of tools making maps. So, the first characteristic that manual cartography has is that it is a traditional approach. So, in the traditional approach, for instance, if I ask you, whatever you have at home, just make a map of your area, right? So if I just tell you that, what you would do is you would take a piece of paper, you'll take pen, pencil, sharpener, an eraser, a scale, and you're going to start using all of those to start making your map, right? So that is a traditional approach. You use things like the pen, the ink, paper, etc. to make maps. Now, using a traditional approach, what happens is it becomes very time consuming. It becomes time consuming because I am going to do everything with hand. I can make mistakes, so I'll need to redo it, I'll need to erase it or cut it out, and I would need to redo it. So this process of manually creating maps can be quite time consuming, especially for large scale and detailed maps. The more details I put in my map, the more time consuming it's going to get. Okay, and every single feature on the map needs to be drawn and labeled by hand, so this takes a lot of time. Next would be artistic touch. Manual cartography allows for a more artistic touch in map design, and whoever is making the map can use their creativity, and because of that each and every map is quite unique. Okay, so I'll just zoom into this image here. You can see the originality, you can see the artistic touch of the person who has made this map, right? You can see the various type of trees, you can see the river, you can see the mountain range, you can see various features, right? I can even see a little tiny boat. So these features are an artistic touch by the cartographer. Something that I like to do in class is I ask all the students to draw a tree. So when I ask them to draw a tree, somebody would draw the tree this way, somebody would draw a tree this way, somebody can draw a tree maybe in this way, like a coconut tree, right? So all I said was make a tree. They have chosen to make their own type of tree. So this is artistic touch, explained very simply, where everybody uses their own imagination and originality, and are able to express differently, uniquely. The next point would be limited data processing. Now, for manual cartography, we are using a 2D surface, that is a flat piece of paper or a canvas. And when you are doing something like that, you cannot put a lot of data into one piece of paper. For example, I can show census data, I can show animal husbandry, I can show agriculture in the country of India. Okay, but I cannot do everything together. I cannot put all of these topics together in one map, because that is going to be very difficult for me to do. So I can make 3 different maps of these 3 different topics, but to make a single map with all 3 will be quite difficult. So that is why there is a limitation to my data processing. How much data can I put in the map is limited. Okay, it relies heavily on the skills of the cartographer. Cartographer is the person who is making the map. If I am very skilled, maybe I'll be able to put all 3 of them together, but most of the times it will get confusing to the person who is reading it. So since there's going to be always an issue, it would be rather better that I make only one map of one topic. So that is why it is quite limited the data will be quite limited. Okay, and whatever year I make, I cannot update it on a real time basis. For example, if I have a topo sheet, say from 1984, we are currently in 2024, so 1984 India and 2024 India is going to be very, very different. Now, whoever made the map in 1984 had whatever data they had at that time, but now we have different data. So is that map going to be very accurate? Is that map going to give me a lot of data? Then that would be no. Next, we have originality. So each manually crafted map is unique and it can be considered an original piece of art, which gives it its own value. Okay, when, say for example, these ancient maps that we have, you will find them, a lot of them, hanging or kept and preserved in museums, because they are made by one person and it is very, very unique. You will not find a copy of that map ever again, so it is an original, and that's why it has its own value. Next is physical limitation. So manual maps are physical objects, it's paper or it is canvas or it is a cloth, right, that can wear out over time. It can be damaged due to mishandling, it can be damaged due to insects, due to bugs, due to environmental factors. There have been so many times where maps have been torn, they have been eaten by rodents, they have been spoilt by insects, sometimes it has rained, they have gotten wet, and because of that it has simply worn out, right? So these are some of the physical limitations, because we are working with a physical object, that is a piece of paper or a canvas or a cloth. Because of that, it can wear out. Last point, we have limited accessibility. So physical maps need to be physically transported to be distributed. I have a map, if I want to send it to one of my friends, I will need to go to my friend's house or meet my friend in order to give the map to that person. But it is not always possible. Also, one of the things that can happen with limited accessibility is that if I have a very large piece of paper or map, I can not make it very small. The whole process of transporting is going to be a huge issue, because if my map is very big, I would need to fold it, and I can only fold it a certain number of times, right? So this all adds a issue to my accessibility. Okay, so it can be challenging in some situations. Now we will move on to digital cartography. Now digital cartography is map making using a digital form. So basically, mostly it is a computer based approach, okay, where we are going to use computers, where we'll be using softwares to create, edit and analyze these maps. So with computer based, we are using or we are making these digital maps using GIS. Please also remember GIS. So GIS is Geographic Information System. Again, I have a series on GIS if you want to go and watch it. Okay, next point is efficiency. Because I am using a computer to make a map, I have a lot of things that I can do. I can multitask. I can tell the computer to do maybe 5-6 different things at the same time, and it will be able to do depending on the system, depending on the software of the computer, but it will still be very quick and be able to do something or anything very quickly, just with a few clicks, right? And I can save a lot of time and effort using digital cartography. Next is data integration. In data integration, as I mentioned in manual map, if I have to make census data, that is the population data, if I want to show agriculture data, if I want to show animal husbandry data, if I want to show the physical features of India, okay, if I want to show all of these various things on a single manual map, that would be very, very difficult for me to do. But in digital cartography it is very easy, because I can make all of these various maps and I can integrate them together. It means put them all together, like stack it up on top of each other, and whoever wants to see whichever map, they will be able to do that. This is a very cool feature. You can see even in Google Maps they have a feature of so you can see road data, you can see traffic data, you can see landform data, and you can even have a street view. So all of this is possible through data integration. Next is data analysis. In data analysis, it enables spatial analysis. Again, the word spatial, please remember, spatial means space or surface. Okay, so whatever is happening on the surface of the earth, whatever is happening, I can find out and I can analyze the data. Okay, I can calculate distances, I can perform statistical analysis, I can overlay multiple layers. Okay, so this all happens in data analysis. Next thing is consistency. You will see that digital maps offer greater consistency, like the elements and symbols, colors are quite standardized. So no matter you're using Google Maps, Google Earth, even if you're using Apple Maps, if you're using some very random web map that you find, you will see that there is some type of consistency in their mapping. So that means, like, the colors, water will always or mostly be blue, land would be brown in color, agriculture would be green in color, right? So all of these things you will be able to see has a consistency. Next is ease of distribution. It is very, very easy to distribute. I can simply use the internet and I can share my maps through email, I can share my maps through messages, I can hand out a pen drive to somebody if I need to. If need be, I can send all of you the same map in a matter of seconds, right? So it's very, very easy to distribute. Next we have dynamic updates. So anytime you are traveling, whenever you are using Google Maps or any other type of maps, you will see that the updates keep changing. It will show you an update in the traffic data, it will show you updates in various things. Okay, so it's quite dynamic. Dynamic means that it is fast moving, real paced. Okay, next point is interactive features. Okay, so interactive features is basically where we are using things like zooming in, zooming out. We can do a lot of things on the map. I can click on any place and I can get a lot of information about that particular area. So that is an interactive feature. Then we have collaboration. I'm so sorry, I moved. Yeah, so collaboration is if I tell 5 or 6 of you to take different places of Pune or different states of India and make maps and join them together. You will be able to do this because digital cartography allows multiple users to collaborate simultaneously. So no matter what you are doing, you can all have consistency in your maps and you can join it together. You can collaborate the maps. Last point, we have storage and replication. So digital maps allows for the storage to be replicated and for the data or the map to be stored electronically, and it allows the replication without quality degradation. That means I can simply copy and paste it, I can save it multiple times, I can change it the way I want to, right? So initially we had storage in manual cartography, we had storage with manual storage, so that means we had to put the maps into folders, files, or we had to keep it very safely, right? Then as technology advanced, we had floppy disks, we had CDs, then now we have pen drives, and now it's even getting smaller, so we have micro SD cards. And now there's something new that is called as cloud, right? So we can save our data very easily. We can save and we can store a lot of data on the cloud, right? We can store multiple maps, a lot of information, a lot of data on the cloud or any other electronic mean. So basically this was the differentiation between manual cartography and digital cartography. This slide is just a summary for you if you want to know each and every point that we went through. These are the points. Please do remember these. And as you can see, digital cartography is much more better, much more easier, much more efficient than manual cartography. So that is why manual cartography is still there, but digital cartography is usually preferred when you are doing something on a very large scale, especially when you are doing something globally. So digital cartography wins when you're talking about manual cartography versus digital cartography. So digital cartography here wins with so many benefits, so many pros. Okay, so thank you once more. The winner of this competition is digital cartography, and thank you for your time. I hope you have understood. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. And if you have liked this video, if you've understood, please do like it, and you can share with your friends as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.